Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today, as always, Sumit Ji, and we are going to be talking about what is happening in Israel-Hezbollah conflict. A lot of new developments today, and we are also be talking about Ukraine-Russia nuclear war possibility. Is that something that's going to happen, and why do we think that things are leading up to that? All this and more. First, please like this video. Now let's welcome Sumit Ji. Sumit Ji, namaskar, Radhe Radhe, Hare Ram. How are you, sir?
Jai Siya Ram, Radhe Radhe, all good and fine, sir. By the grace of Lord 𝗣𝗂𝗂𝘁, your Ashirwad. Namaskaram to you and all the viewers. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Thank you so much, Sumit Ji. You can see I'm mixing it up every time I greet you, just to see if you catch on to it. So it's a healthy exercise between the two of us. But more importantly, serious matters. Sumit Ji, first, pagers, so they couldn't even touch any digital devices. Walkie-talkies, one was a coincidence, second one was a plan. And then they decided that they'll all meet in person, and then the coordinates are known to Israel. So they take care of business. This is something that probably Hezbollah had not bargained for. In a matter of 48 hours, the movement is done.
Correct, sir. Let's do the Sree Ganesha of today's vlog, and with the approval and blessings of Lord Sree Ganesha. Well, to begin with, there are a couple of things which we have to understand in the backdrop. First of all, there were pages which exploded, then walkies exploded, and I saw a deep fake video yesterday. Obviously, it was a deep fake. It had a lot of fun in it. I heard that some rectums of goats are also exploding, and a lot of Hezbollah jihadis are getting killed. Arey Baba.
That one has CNN has come out and said it was a fake. So we have to say that we don't want to get into trouble. It is a fake. They have themselves said it. Go ahead.
That's why I said it's a deep fake. So that was the fun part of it.
Deep fake.
So,
that's right.
Deep fake. So with technology, you can create those videos. Now, with all these things happening on, what happened is, I told you last time, Hassan Nasrallah was supposed to address the people. He has not addressed. Then finally, he decided to address on Thursday evening, very short speech. He says, we will take a revenge. We'll dismantle Zionist. We'll dismantle Israel. You know, the usual thing. I think he should record a video and play it all the time. Just change the hand movements. Everything, because his color is black. His background is black. Even talks the same thing. Just say, you know, he can be the new Amrish Puri. Would do, God rest his soul. He can be the new Amrish Puri and 𝙥𝙤𝙤𝙪 of the Hezbollah. At least there'll be some comical value to what they say. Now, with all those things happening, two important developments here. Now, yesterday, finally, this Mr. Hassan Nasrallah decided yesterday at 4 o'clock. That is day before yesterday at 4 o'clock. He did local time. That must be 6:37 is India times in the evening. He decided to address the people. Now, when he decided to address the people, Israeli planes came in. They flew very low over the Lebanon. What happens when planes flew very low over the Lebanon, those jets, it causes a sonic boom. So the moment they hear a sonic boom, they all run, they shit in their pants, they're all running. Last time, Fuad Shakur's funeral, they again put a tent for 1 lakh people. Israeli planes came and flew over the tent. Everybody ran away to their homes. So yesterday, everybody was running away to their homes, and they were really, shitting in their pants. They don't know what is happening as people were putting their bags and leaving. The normal notion was Beirut cannot be touched. Touching Beirut means war with Lebanon, and war with Lebanon is something what Israel and the Americas do not want to deal with. That was the normal notion. The notion was broken when the Fahad Shakur was eliminated. One more commander which was eliminated, not Mohammed Daif, one more. He was eliminated in Lebanon. So two of the top Hezbollah commanders gone in Lebanon. Now, you see today Khamenei and Nasrallah and all are confused. They're rattled. They cannot fight this 21st century warfare. They are the people who are with those, AKs and trying to do I call them jihadis, fighting in the air and wasting bullets. So that is what they're good at. But this new technology warfare is what they're scared of. Now, I am told that they have all dropped their cell phones and they're using the parrots again. So suddenly parrots are in demand in whole of the Islamic world, because parrots are the new messengers. Unless you don't know, sir,
are we also listening to Maine Pyar Kiya song?
To Kabutar ja, 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 kabutar ja. So kabutars are a lot of demand in the Islamic world. And Hassan Nasrullah and Khamenei is only trusting pigeons. He is not trusting any of his guys, because even a guy can explode. Pigeon, if he explodes, the chances are less. Now, on the serious note, now there is this 𝗣𝗚𝗿 brigade. Now 𝗣𝗚𝗿 brigade is the brigade which is like the Majid brigade of BLA. In this brigade, you are the people who are experts in causing large-scale casualties and large-scale damage. Because as per the intercepted messages of United States of America, some of them were on social media, and I think Mossad also intercepted some. They put it on the social media. Thousands of people have been killed with pagers and walkie-talkie attacks. Thousands are injured, and some of them have lost their reproductive organs and permanently. I pity them. Now they're useless here and they're useless up there. So what to do? You should not have got into this business. Now, with all those calamities happening, now these people don't know what will explode now. Next, the usual notion which was going till yesterday, Friday evening, was okay, cell phones, okay, something. I was maintaining a stand, look, cell phones are not going to explode. I'll tell you the reason. Cell phones are not going to explode because cell phones give you a lot of information. So you will not compromise your information. So jihadi is your cell phones are safe till the day they are safe. But one day they will also explode. But right now you can be assured, as long as you keep on giving beautiful information to Mossad, they will not explode your cell phone. But if you start giving crap to Mossad, then they will get angry. The day they get angry, they will explode your cell phone. So cell phones will not explode. I was thinking of public utilities. I was thinking of this power stations, railway stations. They all can conk off. And that will be a big calamity in Lebanon, and Lebanon will not know what to do. Suddenly, everything will start falling because the lifts will not work, power will not work, roads, signals, everything will be in a chaos. Now, the people will look at them is Hezbollah. That was my school of thought. But Israelis are always good. They surprised us. Now, when this was happening, there is a Senia called Senahia. There's a neighborhood in Beirut. It's in the stronghold of Hezbollah. Very interior of Beirut, that very, very dense Beirut. And there is an apartment, and below that apartment, there is a conference happening of this 𝗣𝗚𝗿 brigade. Now, there are 15 people who are, Israel attacks the brigade and kills 15 people. Now, when 15 people are killed, 11 are of Hezbollah, top commanders of this 𝗣𝗚𝗿 brigade, and 4 are unfortunate civilians who lost their life. But that is the collateral damage. We can't change it, because when civilians get killed, for Israelis, it's a calamity, but for Hezbollah, it's a strategy. They want more and more civilians to be killed. Now, there are 2 notable personalities which are eliminated here. One is Ibrahim Aqil. We'll show you the picture. Ibrahim Aqil, this is a very important picture to know. This is the current picture. Sachin bhai, purani picture dikhaiye. Haan. This is the picture of Ibrahim Aqil. This is the man who was responsible for attack on American embassy and American Marine House in Beirut in 1983, which led to the death of 340 Americans. He had $7 million bounty on his head, and Americans have been looking for him for last 40 years. Now, why Ibrahim Aqil today, and why did Israelis gift this to Anthony Blinken and General Lloyd Austin? Though both of them are happy. Both of them had a champion. They called me. They said, Sumit bhai, we had a champion. This man is dead. We were looking for him for 40 years. Now, what is the story of this man? This man was the part of that brigade, and this brigade had the unique distinction of carrying those small-scale, big attacks, which could result into big-scale casualties. Now, last 40 years, America has been tracking him, and he was off the radar. Now, what I don't believe is that he was never off the radar. Mossad always knew where he was. What happened? Why did Israelis give this gift to Americans? Look, after the pager and the walkie-talkie blast and all, Anthony Blinken had already said out of 17 paragraphs, we have agreed on 15. It's a matter of time. There'll be a ceasefire and all. Suddenly, this pager started blasting, walkie-talkie started blasting. And Anthony Blinken's, what did he decide? He went to Europe. He didn't go to Israel because he avoided that diplomatic fiasco. He went to Europe and said, we'll try to see how the peace can be achieved. He was in Cairo. So he had to immediately leave Cairo. He went for Europe. Now, it is believed that Americans were not happy because they believe this can lead to a serious escalation. If the escalation leads, it will be a lot of people who will get killed. But Israelis told them, don't worry, guys. We have it under control. We have a big plan with us. And as I told you last time, Israelis have told us we have a host of options on the table. Now, Americans were a bit irked because, no, you were telling us you were signing this and, you didn't sign this. I announced it that 15 things are sorted out. only 2 paragraphs are missing. This is what you do. How is this ceasefire going to happen? So Benjamin Netanyahu told Anthony Blinken, don't worry, my friend, I have a gift for you. What is the gift? You've been looking for a man for the last 40 years, right? He killed 340 Americans, yes? He was from Hezbollah. What if I give you his dead body? Would that work? Oh, what is the name? The name is Ibrahim Aqil. Oh, you mean the guy who was involved in the bombing? The Ibrahim Aqil, yes. Up to 40 years, sir, nobody has his picture. Only the latest pictures have come up right now. So for 40 years, Americans were looking with a 7 million bounty on his head. He was always in Mossad's radar. But when the things were getting a bit stormy with Americans, Mossad decided to give them a gift, Ibrahim Aqil. So Ibrahim Aqil is dead. Americans are happy. The person who killed 340 Americans is dead and killed by Mossad. Of course, IDF killed him. No second thoughts on that. Now, the second thing which I want to bring to your notice, and yesterday in the morning attack, Israelis went and attacked 100 sites of Hezbollah, where they had 1,000 barrels of those rockets ready, were almost ready. The dump was there. They wanted to fire it. So Israelis go in the morning around 8, 9 local clock, 100 sites gone, more than 1,000 barrels gone, a lot of ammunition dumps destroyed, and the ammunition which was around those rocket launching sites, that was destroyed yesterday. So there was a Diwali in Lebanon, not the actual one, but the Diwali, where it happened yesterday. So that happened in the morning 9. So now the Lebanese thought, oh, there's nothing is going to happen now. So then at 4 o'clock, at 4 o'clock their time, this is what they keep down. The second guy which is eliminated, his name is Ahmad Mohammad Wahabi. Sachin bhai, can we have the picture? Now, there's one thing peculiar about this guy. I don't know, Sree sir, you have to help me explain. Now, look at him. He looks like 𝗛𝐺 Khan. My God. Arey, kya hai ye, bhai? He looks like 𝗛𝐺 Khan. I thought 𝗛𝐺 Khan was Mongolian. Ye connection kya hai? You know, I don't know. Look, he looks like 𝗛𝐺 Khan.
ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है?
क्या कहलाता है? अरे बाबा. Imagine he doesn't have this topi and all, he will look like a 𝗛𝐺 Khan. But anyway, God, there. So he's the second person killed. He was now heading this Radwan force. The Radwan force was Khamenei's and Nasrullah's alternate. These were the people who were supposed to carry some deadly attack on Americans, on Israelis, wherever, have a few hundred casualties that would put the collars above Nasrullah and Khamenei. Look, we have avenged some death. Because I've been always challenging them, guys, you cannot avenge death by firing Katyusha rockets, which you keep on firing every day. And by the way, Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday said that the rocket which had come from Yemen, Houthis fired, possibly it was a hypersonic rocket. I think it was a Chinese made, to my knowledge, because Chinese and Americans only have this capability. Oh, sorry, Chinese, Americans, Russians have this capability. Russia will not give the rocket, so who must have given the rocket? Possibly it was a Chinese rocket. They tried to scare Israel. It landed on an Israel military base. Possibly it was empty. There was no damage reported by Israel, but Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu said, okay, we are going to pay you for that. So next, my prediction is next people are going to be attacked, or whom the shit is going to be beaten out of is Houthis. So Sree sir, if you tomorrow hear that the microwaves are exploding in Yemen, or these towers are exploding, or pagers or walkie-talkies, or a few hundred planes go and destroy something in Yemen, well, that will be in retaliation of that missile which they fired in Israel. And it's almost the center of the Israel. Americans could not stop it. And even in Saudis, they could not stop it. There's a bit of a concern there. Because it's a hypersonic missile. So with 3 missile shields in place, it could not be stopped. So Israel takes that threat seriously. And Benjamin Netanyahu's even today's statement is, Agla number tumhara. So you are next in line. So Yemen is going to be next in line. You wanted to make a point, Ji.
Yes, you said about sonic boom. For those of you who are not familiar with the technical term, what happens is anytime an aircraft penetrates the speed of sound, so about 330 miles per second, if I'm not wrong. Don't look at the number. Don't tell me that is wrong, this is wrong. It's okay. I'm not very accurate. But when a flying object starts flying faster than the speed of sound, then that sonic boom happens. It's like a very loud noise and it's scary. In fact, Concorde was a plane that used to fly from London to Rio de Janeiro. And for the most part, the flight was on ocean because people were concerned about the noise it would create. So this is intended for shock and awe kind of a situation. I think it was an F-35 or a bunch of F-35s that did that. Essentially, it's a message. And I think Israel is aiming for the end game against Hezbollah here. Perhaps Houthis are next. Unka number aa raha hai. And after that, what's going to happen? I think Iran is going to have some hard choices. Let's hope that, sanity prevails. It's time for this mullah regime to go in Iran, in my opinion. And I'm not a regime change person. It's just that it is the ego, this collective ego of these rabid Islamists in Iran that is causing this havoc. I feel for the Iranian population, which is not at all like this. So I hope change comes now. Let's wait and see how this plays out. This is just my 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝗍𝙗𝑆 Ji. Over to you.
Sure, sir. Now, incidentally, what happened in this airstrike? Now, after the very precise airstrike, now the question is, how did Israel have the intel? How did they know in which gully, which kocha, which mullah, and which tunnel or which basement this meeting is going on? And how did they send a bomb which precisely killed these 10, 11 people, and 4 other civilians unfortunately got killed? Now, what is told us, what we have gathered, this Radwan phone's #1 layer of command and control is dead. So the elite force of Khamenei or Hezbollah, who had mastered in getting those attacks and who had the credential of, sorry, I have to use the word credential for a lack of better words, to kill 340 Americans, the terrorist, his commander, and his all right-hand men, the people who are running this brigade, are eliminated. Now Khamenei is more getting crazy, and Hassan Nasrallah is banging his head against every wall he sees. He doesn't know what to do next. Now, what they are worried, they don't know what is to do next. Now, after Americans have got this Ibrahim Aqil dead, the Americans are happy. Okay, we are going to look other way. You continue what you want to do. We are not going to do other way. Meanwhile, another development is here. Now, usually, if you look at the American Central Command, there are 2 more points I have to cover this, and we'll go to Ukraine. Now, if you look at that, before we go to that, now, new attacks are going to come from Israel. Israel does not want to end this war like this. Israel, what you rightly said, wants to take this war to the end. Next in line, today, tomorrow, any day will be Houthis. Houthis will have to pay a big price now because they have crossed all the red lines. And there's a few more important aspects to it, because by tonight or tomorrow, we can expect more surprises. And let's not forget that the October 7 is coming. Before the October 7th, Benjamin Netanyahu wants to send a very, very strong message. We can expect some high-profile eliminations of Hezbollah. Even it could be Nasrallah. Nasrallah's lifeline might be less than 7th October. That is my thought. I have no information. I have no sources, but my thought is his lifeline might be shorter than 7th October because he is now useless and pointless. He can't do much. So, you have to send them a message. Before the 1 year of the war, they will dismantle all and everybody in Hezbollah. Right, sir? You want to make a point?
72 hours, 72 whores. What's the difference? 1 letter.
And I don't know, are they whores, are they khajurs, or are they grapes? Somebody told me grapes, somebody told me khajurs. What do you call khajur in English? Khajur in English is raisins. So are they raisins? Are they grapes? No, if they are raisins and grapes, I think we have an abundance of them on earth. It's not worth dying. Maybe. I mean, look, those jihadis have really ransacked the world peace for a long time. And, world is sick and tired of them. Israel is not going to stop, as I was telling you. Israel will never ever stop till it is done. Now, 2 important developments are happening, and one is Yemen. Now, if you look at the American Central Command, usually you have 35,000 troops in the Central Command. Now, I was looking at something very astonishing. I was looking at the deployment in US troops in Middle East. Today, it is, because of this war, it is around 60,000 troops. Jo aapko pasand. We can give them a gamut. So Sachin Bhai is saying, we can offer them everything. Bhaiya, leave the jihad. Here we'll send you a truck of them. Eat as much as you can. You can get it on the life here. No need to die. Now, if you look at the American troops deployments, the 60,000 troops are estimated to be deployed in Middle East. Now, it is almost double what have been total deployments in the Central Command. If you look at the F-22 squadrons, if you look at the destroyers, carrier battle groups, F-22s, F-35, all-time high. Americans are armed to the teeth, and they're just waiting one signal, and they will go for it. And what is not accounted for is how many people are in submarines. There is no information available on that. And I hope they may say 10, 20, 30 subs somewhere around there. And as per General Lloyd Austin, the submarines which are carrying nuclear ballistic missiles are also there, and they are ready to do if push comes to shove what is built. So Khamenei's fuse is burning from both the sides. And every day he's being irritated. Either the old man will die with a Israeli bullet or a bomb, or he will die of a heart failure. He has to choose one. Which is convenient for him. Now, so with those things happening in the Middle East, the things are really tense, because it is much bigger deployment, even if you compare it with the Gulf War. There, at that point of time, so many arms and so much of arsenal was never deployed there. So that is a very worrying factor, because Americans are mentally, physically, logistically preparing for a big war. And the deployments, as we get the information, are increasing, because they fear it might be a regional conflict where you have to handle Syria, where you have to handle Yemen, you have to handle Iran, and maybe parts of Iraq, and maybe one or two rogue states which might again come up. So this might be a four-cornered kind of a war. And so let's hope and pray what happens. There's one more episode which happened in the United Nations. In United Nations, we have seen Iranis, Syrians, and Lebanese. And Lebanon's foreign minister was there. They tried to create a fiasco. They said, look, Israelis is occupying force. They are coming. They are attacking us. They are killed. And every time they'll say women and children are killed. Now the question is, doesn't the Lebanese foreign minister know where does Hezbollah have their bunkers? Where are the command and control centers of Hezbollah? As I told you, for Hezbollah, killing of civilians is a strategy, but for Israelis, killing of civilians is a tragedy. So that is the difference. But for them, it's a good strategy to go in UN and talk, bhai maar diya. Now, when this all was going on, suddenly there was a very tricky part of it. The Israeli permanent representative to the United Nations asked a question. I said, where were these attacks happened and against whom they were happened? Lebanese guy had a slip of tongue and he said Hezbollah. Now, the moment the Hezbollah thing came up, Israelis whacked him. He said, hey, buddy, these are terrorists. We did not attack Lebanon. We don't attack Lebanese army. We don't attack Lebanese administration, neither civilians. We are going and attacking terrorists. So what is your problem if you are attacking and killing terrorists? Where the hell is wrong with you? Now, immediately, these three people got whacked. They don't know what to do. So they say, no, civilians are getting killed, women are getting killed, children, civilians are women. Say, look, this is an eventual casualty. If you have these command and control centers within your neighborhoods, I'm sorry, this is what is going to happen. Now, immediately what happened is then these guys played a very unusual trick. They tried to get the support. Unfortunately, or fortunately for them, and fortunately for us, none of the countries backed Lebanon's foreign minister. Everybody was of the opinion, look, if there's a war like this and if there are civilian casualties when you're taking the terrorists, they are bound to happen. There's nothing which can be done. So which sets a new precedence. Thanks to Israel, they have set a new precedence wherein they are telling us, go and eliminate our terrorists within Pakistan, even if there are civilian casualties. In United Nations, Israel sets a new precedence that even if there's an elimination of terrorists in the process, some casualties of the civilians happen. That's an eventual damage. That's a collateral damage. Nothing more can be done. I am asking a question now of if Israel can go and do it with Hezbollah, why can't we go and do it in Pakistan? This is a green light for India to do whatever we want to do inside Pakistan. Even if there are civilian casualties, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Now, in the United Nations, one more chapter is written wherein nobody supported Lebanon and everybody almost everybody sided with Israel. So Israel is setting a new clause in the United Nations that when it comes to terrorists and terrorist activities, things can be done. There's one more incident I want to discuss. The incident what I want to discuss here is...
it's not for you, Sumit Ji. It's not for you.
Okay. There's one more incident I want to discuss here. Now, there's one incident I want to discuss here, which is getting the world news, which is a part of the Islamist propaganda. Now, in an operation in Gaza, we have seen Israeli soldiers on a rooftop and some bodies they have thrown down. Now, there's a lot of hue and cry and they're talking about, oh, how can Israeli soldiers do that? You have to respect the dead bodies. And there's a UN Geneva Convention. I'm stopping. What UN Geneva Convention? What the hell are you Islamists and jihadis talking about? UN Geneva Convention is about soldiers, not about goddamn terrorists and jihadis. What do you expect IDF to do? You expect them to go and handle them with kid gloves. You know what happens, sir, in Gaza and in Israel and in this Palestine? What happens is, I have seen instances, there's a person who is dead. They will they will empty the stomach and put IEDs inside that. So when you try to go near to that, something will detonate and the dead man will explode and kill 10 soldiers. We have seen dead bodies use as booby traps. So you'll have a hand like this. You will try to turn the body. So what will happen is there will be a string tied to a grenade, right? So when you will move the body, this string will pull, the pin will come off and the person will die. We have lost our NSG commandos in Mumbai operations due to these things. We have lost a lot of our soldiers in India due to these things. So these jihadis, even when they are alive, they are deadly. And even when they die, their bodies and their things are used as booby traps. You know, there can be a grenade tied, there can be string on a pin, you move him, the pin will go off. There can be an IED button, anything, even in their bodies are cut and IEDs are put in the stomach, they are, stitched again and they go off. So when Israeli soldiers or IDF is throwing off 3 bodies from the rooftop, what do you expect them to do? They are terrorists, they are there to kill them. You want IDF men to be killed. Where the UN Geneva Conventions come in? UN Geneva Conventions are for soldiers. Are we making a new normal now that the Hamas cadre is the soldiers? Is covered by some UN Geneva Convention? Is Hamas recognized by United Nations? So where is this canard coming up? And they are now these human rights lobbyists and these all left wingers and all they are trying to put a lot of pressure on Israel. Oh, you should handle your bodies of your enemies with dignity. Yes, but if they are soldiers, not if they are jihadis and terrorists. Terrorists have no human rights. I think Israel, whatever they did, whatever IDF did, they had to do for the protection of their life and for the protection of their, their buddies who are with them. And if you have to throw bodies out of the rooftop, throw them. Because you don't know what is inside that body. When will it explode? What happened to those bodies? So a lot of propaganda is trying to be used. Oh, this is what is happening. This is what is happening. This is what is happening. Israel is doing this. Israel is violating this. Americans are violating this. This is what happening. This is what is happening. And every time I hear the same bogey: women, children are killed. Why do you have these jihadis in your home steps? And I don't want to bring this up, but where does the cadre of Hezbollah come from? They're all Lebanese. Most of them are Lebanese, they're Iranis, they're Yemenis, they're Sudanese, but 60 to 70% of them are Lebanese nationals. Why do you forget that? Why are you talking about women and children? When 70% of your nationals are the part of the biggest terror network and the most dangerous proxy of Iran, and then you are going to United Nations and Mardia. What is this drama about? And how long can this drama continue? We are tired of this. The world is tired of this. And Israel did a very right thing today. In United Nations, it whacked Lebanon, it whacked Iran and Syria all put together. And Lebanese foreign minister could not cut ties. The push comes to shove, sir. Again, I'm telling the world is getting, divided into camps. Everybody has taken a side. I was telling you we have to take sides. And even in the recent motion against, against Israel, where they were telling you have to vacate the premises, you have to vacate Gaza in 1 year, India abstained, and rightly India did so. And what we are discussing also, India rightly abstained. That is what India should be doing. So even for us, we have to take sides because this Islamist propaganda has reached heights. Now today you have your talk of convention of handling dead bodies of terrorists who might have bombs inside them. You wanted to make a point, Ji.
Sumit Ji, just we've done 2 topics. There's a third one waiting to be discussed.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I just hoping that we can call this thing at this point. We'll put a stop because I have 2 things that I want to show you, viewers. One reason why you should be liking our video as soon as we start, because 24 hours, sometimes even longer, we are looking for relevant research to show it to you. See, many of you are Hindus who are saying, what are we to do when a mob attacks us? I want to show you a video. One Hindu guy, just see what happens. He's defending himself in Hyderabad. Just see what happens. I hope this will convince you to like right at the beginning. Just watch. It doesn't stop here. I'm glad to see at least there was one sane person, the guy with a bandana tied on his forehead, who was trying to tell them not to attack this one individual. But you can see from the second floor, his relatives probably are watching. Sumit Ji, I have grown up in this mohalla area, old city Hyderabad. Okay, I know exactly what used to happen. At least when I used to study, right, there were clear-cut lines. Beyond this point in this gully, you will not go. The other side also won't come, because it was that tenuous. The hatred was there, but at least it was contained. Some people, you say, "Hey, why do you want to go and take panga with these guys?" Because everything had to be done together. You have to transact with them, you have to do things, but at, at any point it would get off. And that's what you're saying. My problem here is the moderate Muslims have to start, controlling these extreme elements.
Correct.
You see, I'll tell you what is going to happen. I said this thing 2 years ago in a Twitter Spaces discussion, that if the moderate Muslims don't control their extremist elements, all Muslims are going to suffer, because there is going to be economic boycott. People can easily find out whose shop is a Muslim shop and whose. This is not the path you want to go, because you will be economically destroyed. I'm telling you. Don't do this thing. Listen to me very carefully. And what happened there? This is the second day. First day, they tried to take down the 𝗣𝗚𝘁𝗍𝗄𝗃 temple. Sumit Ji, my remembrance is it's very close to the Charminar. Okay, the only Hindu monument still standing there. You feel bad that your Muslim brother and brothers are getting killed in Hezbollah. It is for the crime they committed. You got nothing to do with it. Deal with it.
Correct. And these people are terrorists and jihadis. When we address terrorists and jihadis. We never are talking about the Muslims as such. We are telling terrorists and jihadis. So, what if they are Muslims or whatever they are, it doesn't matter. If you kill innocent people, you kill 340 Americans, thinking what? You will live one day. You will meet your destiny. That's a matter of time.
And people say declare Bharat a Hindu state officially. There's nothing like that. We are already a Hindu Rashtra.
Correct.
Look at our constitution. What is the first picture you see? Ram. I mean, forget it. You don't need to say it, guys. You are already. Go buy yourself a copy of the constitution. And next time Rahul Baba shows the book, constitution book, ask him to show the first few pages, all the pictures. Then he will know what it is. Secular, my foot. Okay, sir, let's go to the next topic. This is also very important. Viewers, there is a crisis brewing of sorts. We are going to give you more detail. Maybe I've done some research and I'll give you the data in a day or two about exactly where things stand today in terms of this fight between Ukraine and Russia. How much territory Russia has gained, how much Ukraine has gained, this latest intrusion by Ukraine deep into Russian territory. Some say that whoever went in will never be able to come back to Ukraine. Really sad if you think about what is being said. Why did Ukraine do that? We're going to cover all that. Some of it today, like for example, why it could go nuclear. Sumit Ji will explain. But again, please don't forget to like this video. Over to you, Sumit Ji.
Now, thank you for, sir. We get carried away with the first topic, so we have to come back to the second. Now, the thing here is, look, there are a couple of important development fronts which are happening on the Russian-Ukrainian front. I told you about the Shalom Shadow missile, which the UK shipped to Ukraine and told them that you can use this missile as a range of 500 kilometers and it can carry a warhead, it can be a nuclear or whatever, that, it can be 500 kilograms. Now, sir,
this is Begum Bazaar in Old Hyderabad. I know this area well. Yeah, thank you so much for pointing it out. Over to you, sir.
Now, this, sir, Keir Starmer has said that we are okay with giving it approval. He called Joe Biden, but Joe Biden does not agree with it. Now, it exactly happened on the day when Ajit Dovalji was there talking of the peace. And then when this thing came up, the Americans, the Putin said that there will be a war which NATO will fight through Europe with Russia. And Russia would have the option of going nuclear against Ukraine if this permission is given. Then what is happening is Zelensky is trying his luck very, very hard. Zelensky knows he's losing this war. He knows this Western support is going to end. There is no way he's going to win this war. And he doesn't have more than 500,000 able-bodied men left who can fight this war any longer. His casualties reaching to, people say, up to 900,000, some people say. Some people say up to 600,000. I don't know what is the number because the Ukrainians are not going to give this number. So there are a lot of casualties. Now, what has happened is with these escalations happening on, Mr. Dmitry, the former Prime Minister of Russia, warned with the father of all bombs. What is father of all bombs? Father of all bombs is a bomb where the yield is, it weighs 7,700 kilograms, 7,100 or 7,700 kilograms, a big bomb, and has yield of 44 tons of TNT. So it's a chota mota nuclear bomb kind of a yield, and it can dismantle and destroy anything and everything which comes in the way. And the uniqueness of the bomb is it doesn't explode when it hits the ground. It explodes like an atomic bomb above the ground, maybe 800 feet or 1200 feet above the ground, so that the shock waves are like this and they dismantle and bring down everything. So this is what they are threatening with. Now, today there is one more warning which has come from Russia. After Putin's warning, they are saying that if this approval is given, we will have no other option but to use a tactical nuclear weapon against Ukraine and end this war. Now, what is happening is it is believed that Zelensky is hellbound. And I told you that day, sir, this peace may not work because Zelensky does not want peace. He's just pretending. He's just pretending he wants peace. He is calling Americans. He's trying to lobby with Americans. He's telling them, look, Mr. Biden, you're going. And why don't you have the grace and honor and that departing, legacy of ending this war? Now, Biden asks, how do you want me to do it better? He says, give me approval to use your weapons in deep inside Russia. And that is the red line where Putin has declared if that red line is breached, we'll respond with a tactical nuclear weapon. So he's trying to convince Biden, look, you are leaving. Why don't you have the legacy and do it? The fact remains today, if you look at even at the range of the missiles which Ukraine has got or which the West has given him, 90% of the Russia's arsenal is beyond their reach. Russia has already removed their arsenal where these missiles cannot reach. But if you want to go and attack Moscow, if you want to go and attack inside Russia, that will be a red line which will you be breaching. Now, Keir Starmer's talk with Joe Biden did not go well. Now the UK has kind of not given approval yet, because today Ukraine is asked, did you get the approval from UK? They said, not, we have not get the approval. Now Zelensky is saying, I'm going to the United States. I will be meeting Joe Biden. It's a matter of time, then Joe Biden will be gone. And I will convince him to give this approval. And if this approval is given, we can end this war in a few days. That is what the Zelensky thinks. And he's trying to, when the Europeans and the Americans are not agreeing to it, he's trying to threaten them with there's this Russian Saturn II, a Samrand, there's this Russian missile, which is basically a nuclear-powered ICBM. The difference of that is in 2023, September, it was inducted into Russian military. And in 2019, Putin has already spoken about 4 or 5 missiles. One of them was this. Now, one of them is this Skyfall, which is again nuclear-powered. Then we have Kinjal, then we have Samart, or hell, So now the Samrand is a ballistic missile which has a range of around 30,000 miles radius. So that means possibly it can go anywhere in the world. And once it is again, we don't know how they kind of made into it a hypersonic, is it still a cruise missile? But it is an ICBM. And with this missile, with a nuclear-powered reactor, a chota reactor inside it, which is giving it the endurance, is literally unstoppable. Zelensky is threatening the Europeans that with this missile, within 3 minutes and 30 seconds, Putin can any day bring down your parliament and you have nothing to do. If Putin wants, he can bring down your parliament with 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So before Putin decides to bring down the parliament and kill you all when you are in a meeting, why don't you give me approval and let me go and beat the shit out of Putin? But the problem remains, if you give him the approval, then 100% Putin will react. And when Putin will react, then we don't know what will be left, what will be dismantled. So this is where it is. So we have 3 scenarios here. We have this given approval, we can have these missiles, right? We can have these missiles hit inside Russian territory. That can result into a tactical nuclear warhead. That can result into father of all bombs. That can result into Skyfall. Skyfall is again a cruise missile, undetectable, unstoppable, possibly hypersonic. The silos have been found by Americans, and there's a lot of dump of them. I have told you on one of the last episodes. That is one. Now, another option is this torpedo, which Russians, which is again a nuclear-powered torpedo, and that nuclear-powered torpedo can bring a tsunami of which Russians claim will have a 6 meter high waves or all. That is again a nuclear-powered torpedo, again unlimited range. Then you have this Samart missile, Samrand, missile, which is again nuclear powered with an unlimited range, and it's a MIRV. It's a MIRV system. That means it can carry multiple conventional and nuclear warheads. So with these scenarios happening, and immediately the option, which is father of all bombs, which Dmitry has already threatened. So with all these things, and Kinjal, we are not even counting here, the Russian hypersonic missile. So with all these options which are being counting here, and Russia has the fleet, Russia has the TU fleet, which can deliver this father of all bombs. They have, though Americans have a similar bomb like this, which is called the mother of all bombs, but Russia has the 3 fleets which are fully capable of even delivering these bombs or dropping these bombs wherever you want them to drop. So with Zelensky's madness, trying to convince Joe Biden, why don't you sign your legacy? It is basically signing a deed where you are pushing the world to a nuclear war. And my gut tells me, I warned you of 4 things. I'm repeating again. I think Kamala Harris is coming back. Within 1 quarter, you will see recession in America if she comes back. Within another 2 to 3 quarters of that, 2 quarters, 3 quarters max, you will see India has to take a side. Strategic autonomy will be gone. Repercussion number 3rd, you will see within 4 quarters of that, a world war kind of a situation will come up. It might be even nuclear. And my guesswork says, we are September, the way things are escalating in Russia, Ukraine. And if this 𝗣𝗫𝙁 gives the approval, even with that missile, because he's one of the founding members of NATO and missile control regime. So basically, it will be a NATO and Europe going into war with Russia. It will be absolutely suicidal to do if this approval is given October or November. October, November. I can take it November. You might see a father of all bombs, or you might see a tactical nuclear warhead being used against Ukraine. Either of the 2 are going to happen, because the way this war is going and reaching nowhere, it is being fueled. I told you that day when 𝗤𝙗𝗿 was in Moscow, I told you, friends, doesn't look to me Ukraine is interested in peace. I didn't see even one peace statement, even one thing coming from there. They should have reacted to Mr. Doval going to Moscow. They should have reacted to this. Okay, we welcome it. We're looking for it. We're thankful. No, nothing. These people don't want war. And Zelensky knows as his days are ending, and his tenure and his lifeline, I don't know how long it is, but he wants to now to take this war to the concluding step. The concluding step will be, you will have some Russian casualties, you will have a bit of setbacks for Russia, but the retaliation which will be the end game of Europe, and will be the end game of Ukraine. I pity the people of Europe, I pity the people of Ukraine, and if this thing happens with the Russia's new babies in the arsenal, which I told you 3-4 of them, which are very important, and the TU series of delivery of this can be a very, very detrimental to the world's peace. And world peace means economies are gone, fixed deposits are gone, everything is gone. And friends, don't invest in anything which has a return in 5 or 10 years. It's not the time to invest in those long-term projects. Hold your horses, watch your things. And don't think India will not be impacted. If something like this happens, India will be impacted. Though Prime Minister Modi, in all honesty, wanted to have the peace, but there's a crazy man, there's a political pappu there who does not want peace. Now he's going and trying to convince Americans. He has convinced Britishers to some great extent to allow him their weapons to be used on the Russian territory. I hope Sir 𝗣𝗫𝙁 has some good sense. He listens to the Biden, he listens to Anthony Blinken, and he listens to all the sane voices. No way any Western weapon should be given approval to be used on the mainland of Russia. That will be the end game. Let's not try this, let's not do it. And let me remind you, even if you dismantle whole of Russia, Russia has something called dead man's switch. With the amount of radiations in the air, with the amount of vibrations, there are silos which have nuclear missiles. They have predestined destinations without any human intervention. There is no need for any live person to press a button or a command. These missiles will start going out and hitting where they are supposed to hit. How many missiles can you stop? They are all nuclear loaded missiles. And Russians have the highest nuclear arsenal in the whole world. I hope this man doesn't bring world to a brink of a nuclear war and the good sense prevails. Let God be with us, because this man is really going crazy now. He wants to go to Biden and convince this Biden, who's half here and there, to sign something which will allow American weapons to be used there, because ultimately he wants everything to be destroyed. He wants this half of the world to be gone. I don't know whose payroll is he working on and which drug he's on, because this is absolutely crazy. And this is a war which cannot be won and which cannot be fought. If we need peace right now, we need in this war, because here we are seeing an imminent use of nuclear weapons with Zelensky is acting as a catalyst to be used. So if tomorrow nuclear weapons get used, don't blame Putin. Look for Zelensky if he's still around.
Thank you so much, Sumit Ji. And viewers, let's take a few questions of yours now. 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘁 Shankaracharya wants to know, Sumit sir, Modiji silent nowadays, not talking about any incident. What happened to him? What did 𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Klaus Schwab say to Modiji? Modiji must come out and tell. We will save Modiji.
I think, well, I will not know, sir, what they must have spoken to Modiji or did that meeting happen or not. But what I know, what I can share with you, things are a bit tough around us. You know, if you look around us carefully, things are going tougher and tougher and tougher, and we have more and more hostile neighbors coming up. The world economy is going for a toss. The things is like becoming nobody's business. And we have people in Zelensky who are running crazy and who want to bring a nuclear war to the whole world. And we have a Kamala Bhenji winning. And, you know, third attempt of, I saw your video, sir, almost the third attempt on Donald Trump went in. It looks like Donald Trump is that dartboard where everybody is trying to practice. No,
correct.
He doesn't look like that. He's the president by secret services, protected by. I mean, I have not seen such a complacent way of protecting a president anywhere. Even in Pakistanis do a better job. But I don't know what is going to happen. Things are getting tough, and up to, as I was telling you, up to Navratris, things can go south anytime. Let's hope and pray good sense prevails, sir. Things are not easy. I can tell you this.
Yes, indeed. And viewers, about Ukraine-Russia war, I'm trying to put together a slide deck. I'll share that with you. It will be in English first and then perhaps in Hindi, where Sumit Ji will be guest hosting and asking me questions, because we are still doing the research on this. I certainly am hearing some not so good stories about the state of the armed forces of Ukraine. And right now, it's now an artillery-based war. And artillery means what happens is you are going to gain 1 inch, 2 inch every day. That sort of thing, where you have to only, destroy and completely flatten out areas. And if people can crawl out of it, then good luck to them. That sort of warfare is going on. It's too horrific to just mention it in a line or two. So I'm going to give you a data on that one. Just bear with me for a couple of days. We'll do that. Next question, please. Kotamurthy wants to know, by the way, it is the United States that is bankrolling the entire Ukraine war, and to some extent the Israeli war also. So if United States wants to stop, it can stop. The question is, whoever it is that initiated or urged US, poke them, go and fight, or go give money. These are the people that need to answer. I think they are in a bit of a problem. They bought a lot of agricultural fertile land in Ukraine with the hope that using commodities they can rule the world. Unfortunately, there is no Ukrainian left to farm these lands. What are you going to do? How are you going to farm it?
Kabristan mein kheti karenge, sir. Kabristan mein kheti karenge. There is one more thing I want to bring to your notice, sir. It is estimated that Ukraine has $26 trillion of mineral wealth. A lot of American companies have already started getting those mining rights and all. But if the war goes nuclear, there'll be nothing left. So
yeah,
it's all gone.
Next one, please. Kotamurthy wants to know, Sumit Ji, is India going to get permanent membership of UN Security Council during Modiji's visit in these 2 days? What is the present position on this matter?
It looks very tough, Kotamurthy Ji. It's not going to happen.
Why do you need it? Look, UN has lost its relevance. Most of the bodies are so one-sided. There is no judgment. There is no balance there. So that, there's no point in even asking for a UNSC seat at this point of time.
You see, one of the P5 members has to vacate and give their seat to you. That is what the protocol is. So who is going to vacate? Nobody. If UK does it, then we have a chance. Else, I think UN has outlived its utility. It's a good relic. It's a good museum. That's what I call it. It's like a Smithsonian museum. You go there for fun around the DC area. Same go to United Nations also. Dekho kya hota hai. Achha. Good.
See, this is what happens when you pick a jackass to be a prime minister. Sardar Patel would have never let go of the opportunity to become a permanent UNSC member.
We should have not.
Horrific. Yeah.
We were given first, sir. China was given later. We were given first. We refused and it went to China.
Next one, please. Pawan Kishore wants to know, I don't know what, LW, left wing, I think, and anti-India content thrive on SM, while right-wing voices are increasingly suppressed. How can we ensure that truthful counter-arguments go viral and reach last mile in India? BJP is not acting. It's not that BJP is not acting. BJP also has its own internal camps, people who want to have their own agenda. They want everybody else to not do so well as them. These are all problems. What has Modiji done to address it? So much news is out there now after the June 4 debacle. Has it touched some of the people who caused the fall in the count? Why has he not touched them? Why are you asking me, Pawan Kishore? Why are you asking Sumit Ji? Ask the right person. Sir, Sumit Ji, if you want to add something to this.
I just want to add one thing is that, Pawan Ji, it's not about their comments and countering them. We can do it very easily. For us, it's the back of our hand. But what about dismantling the ecosystem? I'm only demanding one thing: dismantle the ecosystem. The rest we'll handle. Propaganda we can handle. That's not a problem. But if the ecosystem lives, then every day there'll be a new propaganda. How many rotten apples can you pluck from a tree? Cut the tree. There'll be no more rotten apples.
See, Pawanji, I'm telling you, we have a huge problem in the election commission in the way they are appointing booth level officers. Iske baare mein, they should have first published a white paper on what went wrong. I'm telling you guys, the election was stolen in West Bengal and Tamil Nadu in so many ways. And this shows how badly it has been managed at the local level. The state governments are, they're completely beholden to one party in power. These are all against the laws, against what they signed up for. You can dismiss them with fault and not even give them pensions. Unless you start doing these things, people will not change. Chaliye, next one. Tiku CM wants to know, Sree Ji, why logo P on your jacket but not on Sumit Ji's jacket? Make a badge of logo and send to Sumit Ji. It will add value to the channel. Sumit Ji has jackets with the P logo. It's just that he's rotating them, and sometimes you have to rush out of one studio and into another studio. But it's a very good idea. In fact, I'm putting them on my shirts also these days. You would have noticed that. Yes, the subliminal messaging has to happen. Sumit Ji, your question, I believe.
Yeah, I think we are even with the PGuru jackets. I go to a lot of TV debates. If you see me with a TV debate with a PGuru jacket, so you know where it has come from now. So at times, you don't have the time. You have to switch between the things, so it happens. But we'll take care of that, Tiku sir.
Tiku CM wants to know, Pigeon or Parrot Israel have already hacked them in 1950 to 55. Go through the history of Israel. Kindly do not put the life of Pigeon or Parrot in risk as of now.
No, in fact, what they are worried? They are worried about the commode bomb now, WC bomb. You don't know what is inside.
Chaliye. Karthik Devendran, thank you so much for becoming YouTube member. Karthik wants to know, thought solar mein bomb hai, mere pager mein bomb hai mera. I don't know what this means.
Karthik Ji is just pulling the pun out of it. So basically, though solar mein bomb hai, pager mein bomb hai mere. So he's saying the bomb can be basically everywhere, even in a solar cell or a pager or anywhere. I told you, Karthik Ji, now there's a new bomb coming up, WC bomb, commode bomb. So Hassan Nasrallah is very worried. What will happen to him. Next one.
Next one. Thank you, thought provocateur. Solar ke niche pager ke piche kya?
Budum, 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 budum. Arey, thought provocateur Ji, go and ask them in Lebanon. They are even shit scared to touch anything that has power and Excel. So whichever way, anything can go wrong. Imagine the Hassan Nasrallah when the planes are flying over Beirut and you tell him your 10 commanders, your 11 most elite commanders were eliminated today. Poor chap. And he's only counting mera number kab aayega.
Thank you so much, Sumit Ji. I was afraid we might cross 1 hour, but we pulled it back in. So much wonderful. And viewers, you did respond with your like. You can see how it was plateauing at around 10,000 or 1,050, and now it ended up around 1,350. So that extra viewership came because of your likes. And we promise you, today was a very difficult session because 3-4 hours we were at it trying to find out what is the most important thing that happened today. We spend a lot of time and effort doing this, and just to tell you why you should like it at the beginning and not wait till the end. You can do it at the end also, but we are facing many challenges. Let's take Mahadev's Ashirwad. Over to you, sir.
And so I think, sir, that our viewers are helping us. We have got the likes and we're going to get more likes. So those of you who are not liked and those of you who are going to see this video later on, you might not be on the live. That is but natural. So the moment you see it, you have to like it. And tomorrow morning, we're meeting you at 10 with a lot of revelations from China, some interesting stuff coming from China. Don't miss the end game, Sree China. And because that is what we are talking to our hostile neighbors about. And on that note, Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, and Har 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 Mahadev.
Mahadev.